Tails OS. Mastering the ultimate live system for digital anonymity. Cybernetic Warfare Frontlines. Full-length tactical guide. In the ever-evolving digital battlefield, operational security is more than a precaution. It's a survival mechanism. Whether you're a cyber freedom fighter, a journalist behind enemy firewalls, or simply a digital native seeking refuge from surveillance capitalism, the need for anonymity is critical. Today we're diving into the Amnesic Incognito Live System, better known as Tails OS, a tool that embodies the ethos of privacy-first computing in a world where your metadata is more valuable than your message. Tails is a Debian-based Linux distribution specifically engineered to run as a live operating system, booted directly from a USB drive. This means that when you shut down the system, everything you've done, web history, document edits, configuration changes, disappears. Like footprints in the sand, the moment the OS powers down, so does your digital presence. That's the amnesic portion of the name. But Tails doesn't stop there. It routes all internet traffic through the Tor network, adding another veil of encryption and location obfuscation to your activities. Combined with a uniform system appearance across all installations, this makes your digital fingerprint virtually indistinguishable from any other Tails user. In cybernetic terms, you're a ghost in the machine, untraceable, unknowable. However, despite its formidable design, Tails is not bulletproof. One wrong move, an unverified download, metadata leak, or fingerprintable behavior can pierce the illusion of anonymity. This is a system for those who understand the stakes. And today we're going to walk you through setting up Tails the paranoid way, the right way. Mission start, secure installation. Visit the official Tails website, tails.net. But do not just open it in Chrome or Safari. That's your first red flag. If you're serious about anonymity, access the site through Tor Browser. Even this visit is a signal to your ISP and potentially your adversaries. If they're watching network logs and they see a query to tails.net, they'll raise an eyebrow. If they see repeated traffic, you're likely on a watch list. To further obscure the download, consider BitTorrent over Tor. Why? Because distributed downloads are harder to manipulate. A centralized download can be man-in-the-middled. But a torrent seeded by dozens of peers? Compromising that would require multiple malicious nodes coordinating across geographic regions, unlikely even for a nation-state. Download the Tails ISO and associated signature files through a trusted torrent client like BitTorrent. Use a VPN, public Wi-Fi, or both while torrenting. The goal is plausible deniability, even in metadata traces. Never assume your adversary can't correlate your traffic with time-stamped logs. Once the files are downloaded, we don't just trust them. That's amateur hour. Verifying the integrity of your ISO with OpenPGP is the next step. Tails offers a web-based verification tool, but if you're concerned about JavaScript-based attacks, which you should be, you'll want to verify your ISO manually with a tool like GNU Privacy Assistant or GPG in the terminal. Import the Tails signing key, but don't stop there. A compromised download page could also provide a compromised key. You want to cross-verify that key with one stored on a third-party key server like pgp.mit.edu. Look for matching fingerprints. If they don't match, stop everything. If they do, sign the key with your own and proceed to verify the ISO against the signature file. This is your cryptographic seal of authenticity. Imaging the ISO, writing Tails to USB once verified, write the image to a USB stick using a command line tool like DD on Linux, or a graphical interface like GNOME disks. Mac and Windows users will need different utilities, but the methodology is the same. Ensure you're writing to the correct device. A mistyped device name could overwrite your main drive. Tails doesn't forgive mistakes, and neither will your system partition. The DD command will look something like this. Bash copy edit sudo dd if tails img of /dev sdx bs a6m status progress of lag direct. Replace SDX with your actual USB device. Always double-check with lsblk or fdisk-l before executing the command. Once burned, boot into the system from a machine that's secure. An air-gapped laptop is best. A secondary system with no hard drive installed? Better. An ancient ThinkPad you pulled from eBay? Still viable. What matters is isolation. Boot and breathe. First contact with Tails. Insert the USB and boot. Enter your BIOS or UEFI settings and select the USB as your primary boot device. Once the system loads, you'll be greeted by the Tails welcome screen. Here you can set an administrative password if needed, configure your language and keyboard, and prepare for mission operations. This is GNOME running on Wayland, a modern and secure graphical environment. Tails has evolved. It's light enough to run on a Core 2 Duo with 4 GB of RAM, yet powerful enough to withstand forensic scrutiny. When the system boots fully, the first connection it attempts is to the Tor network. You can choose to connect directly or use a bridge. In heavily surveilled countries, a bridge obfuscates the fact that you're even using Tor. That alone can be a lifesaver. Persistence, optional, encrypted, dangerous. By default, Tails is amnesic, but for certain use cases, persistent storage is necessary. Tails lets you set up an encrypted volume on your USB drive. This storage can retain files, PGP keys, Wi-Fi passwords, and more. Useful but dangerous if not guarded with a strong passphrase. If your stick is seized and your passphrase is weak, the game's over. The Cyber Toolkit. Inside Tails comes preloaded with privacy-focused tools. Tor Browser. Hardened Firefox instance, routing all traffic through Tor. A Thunderbird with Enigmail, email client with PGP integration. At KeePassXC, open-source password manager that lives entirely offline. Electrum, lightweight Bitcoin wallet with privacy-enhanced features. A Metadata Cleaner, strips potentially compromising data from files like photos or documents. You'll also find tools like OnionShare, which lets you create Tor-based file transfer sessions, and even host temporary anonymous websites directly from your machine. That's not theory, it's field-ready capability. Operational best practices, cyber discipline. Here's where many fail. Just because you're in Tails doesn't mean you're invisible. You need to think like your adversary. Do not use your real name or identifying usernames anywhere. Upload uncleaned files or images with metadata. Then log into personal accounts. Reuse passwords or PGP keys across contexts. Use bridges if your jurisdiction monitors Tor usage. Always verify software and keys from multiple sources. Avoid browser extensions that modify fingerprinting, like uBlock Origin. Yes, even ad blockers can make you stand out. Anonymity isn't granted by software, it's earned through habit. Tails versus the field. Why it works. Unlike Honix, Cube's OS, or any other virtualization-heavy security OS, Tails runs bare metal. It doesn't need a host operating system. It doesn't depend on virtualization hardware. That makes it portable, lean, and versatile. An old ThinkPad, a power outage, or a panic shutdown won't corrupt it. It's literally designed to evaporate your footprint when the power cuts. Is it perfect? No, but in environments where capture equals compromise, it may be your last line of defense. Final thoughts. Ghost mode. Engaged. Running Tails is not about evading detection during a casual day online. It's for those who need absolute plausible deniability. Whether you're a whistleblower, activist, penetration tester behind hostile borders, or simply living under an oppressive regime, Tails allows you to control the one thing most systems expose by default: your identity. Remember, anonymity is fragile. It's not just about using the right tools. It's about understanding the risks, the adversary, and how to operationalize safety at every layer. This has been Cybernetic Warfare Frontlines. If you're serious about privacy, security, and digital survival in a surveillance state, hit that subscribe button, drop your questions in the comments, and stay tuned for our next field briefing on operational anonymity. Until then, stay encrypted, stay invisible. Like, comment, encrypt, disappear. If you found this guide useful, like the video to hack the algorithm. Drop a comment if you want a deeper dive into Tails, Cubes, or Honix. And subscribe to Cybernetic Warfare Frontlines, where anonymity isn't just a goal, it's a protocol.